I'm back with another album review. Now, for the next 9 reviews, I'm going to be reviewing the material from Pantera. Now, Pantera were a metal band from Arlington, Texas from '81 to 2003. I've actually been wanting to review their material for some time, and I'm going to start doing that today. After all, many people in the rock and metal communities, myself included, are fans of Pantera. Of course, Pantera wasn't always their name. The original name was Gemini and then Eternity, before they ultimately settled on Pantera as their name. Interestingly enough, they were actually a glam metal band at first, rather than the groove metal sound that most fans such as myself are accustomed to. So I'm going to be reviewing their first album titled Metal Magic. This when the lineup consisted of lead singer Terry Glaze, guitarist Dimebag Darrell, known as Diamond Darrell at the time, bassist Rex Brown, known as Rex Rocker at the time, and drummer Vinnie Paul. Little known fact is that Terry started out as the rhythm guitarist before becoming the band's lead singer, and eventually let out Darrell as the sole guitarist. Anyways, Metal Magic was the band's debut album, and it was released on June 10th, 1983 under Metal Magic Records, which was an independent label that was owned by Pantera themselves. This album was only released on vinyl, but wasn't released on CD to my knowledge. The only way I was even able to experience this album was through YouTube, and there's going to be a link in the description in case you want to check it out for yourself. The album was produced by Jerry Abbott, who's actually the father of both Darrell and Vinnie. Though Jerry has mostly worked with country artists. I'm aware that Pantera took influences from other glam metal artists such as Van Halen and Kiss, though Van Halen is one of those two that I'm more familiar with. Not sure what studio this album was recorded at, nor do I know how long it took to record. If anyone knows, be sure to let me know in the comments. This album is mainly centered around glam metal, though there are some elements of hard rock and heavy metal. Now to talk about the songs. This album starts with Ride My Rocket, which kind of sounds like it's being performed live. I think the song is alright despite the fact the chorus is pretty repetitive. I don't have much else to say about the song, but there's 9 more after this. I'm also going to say this is the second longest song on the album at 4 minutes and 55 seconds long. Anyways, the next song is I'll Be Alright. The song has a heavier sound to it thanks to Darrell's guitar riffs. In short, I think it's much better than the first song. Up next is Tell Me If You Want It. It's another song that starts off pretty heavy, but also sounds like there's a keyboard used. No surprise there since Terry Glaze sometimes played the keyboard in the studio when recording material. He followed up with Latest Lover. It's actually the shortest song at 2 minutes and 54 seconds long. I'd say the best part of the song is Darrell's guitar riffs. It's followed up by Biggest Part of Me. The song also has Terry on the keyboard, and you'll notice that if you listen to the song for yourself. Say that the best part is Darrell's guitar solo. Up next is Metal Magic. Of course, this song shares the same name as the album. Now, this one also starts with Terry on the keyboard for the rest of the band start rocking out. The song also sounds pretty heavy thanks to Darrell's guitar riffs. I'd say that it really does fit within the album's overall tone. Now we followed up with Widowmaker. I'd argue that this is the best song on the album. I've also seen other people saying the same thing. So up by Nothing On But the Radio. The song also fits within the album's glam metal sound. Just listen to it and you'll know what I mean. You also hear that there are some influences from Van Halen in some parts. The next song is Sad Lover. The song has a slow pace to it, though I don't have much else to say about it. This album ends with Rock Out. Now, this is actually the longest song on the album at 5 minutes and 45 seconds long. But just by listening to the song, I think it's the perfect song to end the album with. From what I've seen is that this album was met with mostly mixed reviews from critics. Of course, this was Pantera's debut after all, and some debut albums aren't as good as the band's later work. As for my opinion on it, I personally find this album to be mediocre overall. It's not nearly as good as the material that Pantera would make in 1990 going forward. Since the album was released on June 10th of '83, this means that it's now the oldest album that I've reviewed so far. Now, the previous record holder was Statues in Motion's self-titled debut album. Like I said before, this album was only released on vinyl, but not CD, cassette, or streaming to my knowledge. I'm not sure how well this album did commercially, considering the fact that Metal Magic Records was a small independent label. If anyone knows how this album did commercially, be sure to let me know in the comments. However, like I said earlier, the album is on YouTube, and there's going to be a link in the description if you want to check it out for yourself. Some people would enjoy this album, even though glam metal has gotten a lot of shit from people over the years. I will say that I don't hate glam metal, since there are some glam metal bands, and bands that have at least touched upon glam metal that I do enjoy. Now is the part where I question you. Have you listened to Metal Magic? If so, what are your thoughts on it? What's your favorite song from it? What do you think could have been done to improve this album? Be sure to let me know in the comments. If you'd like to be able to share, like, share, and subscribe, be sure to hit the notification bell to be notified of future uploads. Thanks for watching. I'll be back soon with another review.